Hello, my name is Lisa Tarachi and I am a representative of the Detroit City Council. As a citizen of Detroit, I have seen the troubles our great city has gone through in recent times. Detroit was once a great city and it can be again. To do this, some reorganizing of funds is necessary. I will also be assisted by Celeste and Daniel to discuss whether we should cut or keep some of the other programs. The city's greatest need, we will be deciding our shelter and homeless assistant programs, 40 police jobs, the Transformation of Detroit project, the Residential Demolition Program, Youth Violation Program, and the Police 14 program. These are the kinds of problems that can be solved in a day, but we need to start in order to reach that point. To begin, we will cut 15% of the funding to shelters and homeless programs. While this may seem drastic considering the large number of homeless people in the city, the end result will be a more prosperous Detroit. Currently, we spend $28,872 per person a year on welfare. As stated by the article, Study Welfare Benefits pay $28,872 per year in Michigan, written by Jared Scurll. With approximately 272,000 people in the city, according to the United States Census Bureau, by living below the poverty level, this is a tremendous amount of funds going to only one portion of the population. By reducing the amount of money going to these social welfare programs by just 15%, we are making more funds available to programs such as the police force. With a stronger police force, we are able to prevent more of the crimes which result in shelters being full of victims of drugs, violence, crime, and even domestic violence. By doing this, we are providing a safety net to prevent the need of such a large number of these institutions. In no way am I saying these institutions are unimportant, but it is more important that we eliminate the cause of these problems. The crimes and drug abuse which leads to people requiring the needs of shelters. It is also our hope that private sector donations will compensate for the loss of funds, which will no longer be provided by the state. To stimulate these donations, we plan to initiate a campaign to inspire the community to attempt to revive itself and give back to the city that has given all it has to its people. According to the article, Domestic Violence, Murder, Suicides Plague Detroit Area, written by Gina Dameron and Eric D. Lawrence, published on August 10, 2013, there are more than 95,000 victims of domestic violence in Michigan since 2011. We need to help these victims by using funds to catch the monsters who hurt them. Although I recognize the importance of having shelters and places for people to go, I think it is more important to get the funds elsewhere, such as the police department, so that we can stop a greater number of crimes, reducing the need for such a large amount of shelters and welfare programs. Next, I stand here before you saying that this city cannot handle to cut 40 police jobs. Detroit's economic decline can be traced back to the mass exodus of many business owners from Detroit in 1967. Of an article found by Max Herman entitled Detroit Riots 1967. Business owners were fearful of the rising crimes in Detroit, and it would be difficult to stand in front of you today and say that fear is gone from the business owners today. Crime prevention in Detroit is the best stepping stone towards restoring Detroit's greatness. Eliminating crime and changing Detroit's image will attract many potential entrepreneurs to the Detroit's market to open a business. If more businesses open, not only will it raise commerce levels in the city, but it will continue to draw more people into the city, again increasing economic levels. This increase in commerce will bring back the tax funding to restore even the parts and programs which we will discuss tonight to having it to be cut. Detroit's police force has already been cut a few times over the last decade, and we have seen a correlation in increasing crimes as criminal justice numbers fall. Therefore, many more cuts to our police department is not the answer to preventing crime. Though the police force has indeed struggled to be successful in the past, it is currently being restructured in order to maximize its efficiency and keeping our cities safe. With all this, hopefully we can take yet another step towards both an increase in the economy as a result of business owners and customers feeling safe in the city of Detroit. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, my name is Daniel Skelton, and I'm a member of Detroit City Council. I'm here today to discuss two programs with you, the Transforming Detroit program and the Project 14 program. These programs are vastly different in numerous ways, however they are the same in just one, and that is they both cost money. And since this city is the largest city in American history to declare bankruptcy, spending money wisely and creating a greater tax base are important. The first program I wish to discuss with you today is the Transforming Detroit program. This program was established by former Mayor David Bing. The reason for this program is due to our former city's mayoral scandals. The Transforming Detroit program gives people of Detroit tangible evidence as to how the city is spending its time and money through short video clips and things of that nature. I moved to cut this program on the basis that I believe actions speak louder than words. The money used for this program can be better allocated for just that, actions. It can be used for actions to bring back a tax basis to the city in dire need of one. Which leads me to my next program, Project 14. As Lisa mentioned earlier, Detroit's population is in a state of steep decline. Since 1950 to 2013, we've lost over 1 million residents. Project 14 is designed to bring back those members to our city. Police officers, firefighters, EMS workers, decent people. People who will make a difference in our city and in our society. Not only does Project 14 bring back quality individuals and their families back to the city, it brings back a tax basis, which is essential for a city in bankruptcy. Project 14 does this by offering home ownership opportunities for these people. The program does this through the help of the City of Detroit Housing Program, the Detroit Land Bank, and the Bank of America. This program takes homes which are currently in need of restoration and restores them, helping to lower the amount of homes that are abandoned in the city of Detroit. It also provides these people help with down payments and closing costs on these homes. All of this makes Project 14 one of the most innovative residency programs in the entire country. Project 14 will help in numerous ways. It'll deter crime, strengthen community relations, and most importantly, it'll bring a tax basis back to a city in dire need of one. Project 14 is the type of action that this city needs, not the words and video clips that the Transforming Detroit program offers. Thank you. Now here is Celeste Stone to finish this speech.
I agree with my fellow council members about the importance of keeping our police department strong, the shelter and homeless assistance program, and the Transforming Detroit program. But in the effort to keep our budget as healthy as possible, we must cut two other core services. It's necessary. I recommend cutting the residential demolition program and the youth violence prevention plan. Now, I know that this is not a popular idea. Both programs are necessary to the health and healing of our city, but I do believe we can find another way to accomplish more with less fund. The Youth Violence Prevention Plan is an effective results-oriented plan and is designed to involve neighborhoods and the community to reduce teen and gang violence. It's because of its unique structure that we think we can change this program and still keep it viable without funding it. The citizens are ultimately the one who make the program work, and in addition to citizens, recently certain organizations have stepped up to help fund the initiative. MLive reported on September 27th of 2013 that the Skillman Foundation granted $100,000 for the initiative, as well as an additional $300,000 to assist with blight and other issues, and this is for each year for the next 10 years. So because of the funding that we received from the Skillman Foundation, the federal government, and the local community resources we have, we recommend that a task group be formed to carry out securing additional funding and to set up an administration program from other sources such as local neighborhood watch groups, churches, and existing school administrators. This will free us to focus on building core services such as a strong police force, caring for the homeless, and transforming Detroit, as Lisa and Daniel had argued earlier. So in the same vein, we're in a budgetary position where it's necessary to cut the residential demolition program. On August 26th of 2013, the Detroit Free Press sent out a press release that the Obama administration had granted the city of Detroit $52 million to fund the removal of 4,000 abandoned homes. So in addition to the generosity of the Skillman Foundation for Blight mentioned earlier, we are confident that with this $52 million, those safety issues around abandoned homes can be resolved without direct city funding. So it's no longer necessary for the city of Detroit to fund demolition, as when Mayor Bing had started this entire project in his commencement of his first term in 2009, he had slated that demolition project to be completed by the end of 2013. It is now 2014, we have a new mayor, and we have new funding. So with that federal fund in place and the foundation monies in place to carry us forward, we can remove it from our debt load and free our funds for important tasks for which we were elected to care for the citizens of the city of Detroit. Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." And I believe that the citizens of Detroit and partner funding organizations can do a better job of fixing this structure's broken infrastructure, the city's broken infrastructure, than our poorly funded city bureaucracy can do now. By engaging our citizens, empowering them, and trusting them to find a way, we can continue to focus our precious revenue on programs that are essential. So in summary, we, the Council of the City of Detroit, unanimously move to cut the funding for the Transform Detroit project, the Neighborhood Stabilization Initiative, and the Youth Violence Program in favor of keeping the Shelter and Homeless Assistance Project with a 15% reduction, Project 14, and maintaining the vibrancy of our police department by keeping 40 of our necessary police personnel. We believe that streamlining our costs to maintain core services is the first mandate of our City Council. And we ask the citizens of Detroit, funding organizations, and local neighborhood groups to please step up to the plate, help heal our city, and work with us in these difficult fiscal times. We want to thank you for your time, attention, and support.